What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Ballistic Liberty. We're back. It's another beautiful sunny day at the pit, and today we're going to bring you the SIG 716i Tread. Stick around and learn about this rifle. All right, guys, today we're going to be bringing you the SIG 716i Tread. Now, what this is an AR-10 platform purpose-built by SIG. Now, the difference between the 716 and the 716i is this version, the I, uses direct gas impingement. Now, the 716 uses a piston, which I really prefer, but if you look at the price differences, which they can vary drastically depending on which website you go to, the 716i is much more affordable than your piston-driven AR-10. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw some rounds down range, really see how it shoots. We have this awesome ride-on scope on top. Definitely wanna just see if we throw a couple mags through this, what the accuracy is like, what the recoil's like, and see what SIG really put into this rifle. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, so holy cow, this thing shoots. I can't describe how great that felt to put our dot on target with almost no adjustments necessary after zero. We're obviously shooting at a target that's much further distance than our zero. Just the absolute rapid adjustments you can make with this ride-on scope on this platform, it felt great. The trigger, it's not like your standard lower that you're going to get from a parts store or from a parts kit that you order online. This thing is definitely tuned in. I'm not 100% sure which trigger it is that they use standard, but that thing moves like butter. There's almost no travel whatsoever. You barely feel like you're pulling it, and it's letting that round loose. I cannot describe how great of a feeling that is to just barely move your finger back. You're not anticipating recoil. You don't get any of those jitters of, oh, I'm about to get kicked by this rifle. The round just travels straight on and hits your target exactly where your dot was. This thing is awesome. I definitely recommend that you get your hands on this. So let's go over the pros. Pros are, it's a SIG. Obviously, the construction, you can trust it. You know that it's built correctly and it's built to last. It's durable. You have all of these great things that you come to expect from SIG, and that's what you get. I definitely like the safety selection lever. It's a little bit beefier than your standard AR lower, so you can get your thumb on it. You're not really having to worry about looking for it. You're gonna feel it. Your thumb's right there in that natural spot, and it's gonna hit it. Another thing, the stock that comes with this out of the box is great. They put some Magpul furniture on here. You gotta love that, right? So Magpul makes some really good furniture for upgrading from stock, right? So really enjoy that. It's a very simplistic, minimalist stock from Magpul, but it does the job. I also have to say, for a 308, for shooting an AR-10, this thing, the recoil is not terrible at all. SIG has decided to put their aftermarket flash hider on the front there, right? That's not your standard A2 bird cage. There's a really nice compensator on there that helps with some of that recoil. You don't get a lot of lift, but you get the standard recoil you would expect coming backwards. That really helps you stay on target and reset after every single trigger pull. I also have to say that I really like the fact that out of the box, it has your ambidextrous magazine release, which is great. It does not have ambidextrous bolt release, but I'm perfectly fine with that. And to be honest with you, even when I shoot left-handed sometimes, depending on shooting drills that I'm doing, I still don't mind the left-handed bolt release. It's really not bad at all. So one thing that they definitely did right is your front rails. So you've got Picatinny all the way from the charging handle to the very front of your floating handguards. You can put any kind of optics you could imagine on here. If you want to run a red dot with a magnifier behind it, if you want to run a scout scope, or put some long range glass like this guy on here, a vortex, a right-on, loophole, any of your, pick your poison on that. You've got plenty of room for whatever eye relief it is that you have on your actual optic. So that's another great thing that SIG really incorporated into there. It's very simplistic on the rest of the handguards. You don't have all these complicated edges or curves or anything like that. You've got just a basic handguard you can really get your hands around. You feel like you've got a great grip on it, and on top of that, it's not burning the hell out of your hand by being a little too close to the barrel. Another pro that I would say is the magazine well is flared at the bottom, which really helps with the accuracy of getting your magazine inside of the firearm. It's little things like that that SIG pays attention to that makes their firearm platform stand out from their competitors, which I really like, because there are a lot of little things that I prefer on an AR, and SIG gets them right straight out of the box. All right, let's talk about cons now. So they could have sprung for a little bit nicer of a pistol grip. This one is definitely hard plastic, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like those standard stock plasticky handles. I prefer that rubber Magpul, Moe, or Ergo grips. For SIG, it just seems a little bit on the cheap side. They do have stippling on there, which is nice, so it holds your hand, but at the same time, they really could have gone a little bit more premium on the pistol grip. So other than the pistol grip, the charging handle. So everyone has their own preferences on charging handles. I get it. Stock A2, A3 charging handles, nobody likes them. So that's the one standard of charging handles when it comes to the AR platform, is nobody likes that stock one. You have that tiny little trigger in there. It gets in the way of you have to get your finger all the way in there, and it gets in the way of your optics. Sometimes you're flipping up your lens protectors, and it's just all around a pain in the butt. You want something that's got a little bit of a latch on it so you can get on it, maybe something ambidextrous. So they also could have done a little bit more as far as the charging handle. But all of the cons that I've listed on this rifle are easily fixed with aftermarket parts. And thankfully, SIG, all of their stuff is compatible with the wide array of aftermarket parts that are available on many different websites. So realistically speaking, there are no real cons to this rifle. It's really just personal preference at that point. So all in all, I got to give this rifle like a 10 out of 10. It's really great, especially for the price point. For the 716i model, you can probably pick them up for somewhere around $1,600 if you can find a good deal on them, but they could sell for anywhere upwards of $2,500 as well. It really depends on the availability and the area that you're in. So if you do get a chance, pick one up. It's absolutely, definitely worth it. All right, guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of Ballistic Liberty. We really appreciate you guys sticking around and checking out this SIG 716i tread with us. We hope that it was informative and it gives you some good information that you can use to determine whether you would want to pick one of these up or not. We have a giveaway for a Romeo 7S optic. If you haven't heard about it, there will be information in the description. Definitely go check out our previous videos where we do mention that, and we also do a review on it. So if you missed that, go back and watch it. We really appreciate you guys. Check us out the next time. We got videos coming out every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stick around and check those out. Appreciate you guys. We really hope that this information was informative to you and that